Hi viewers, welcome to this mathematics tutorial. Today we're going to look at Pythagoras Theorem. Pythagoras Theorem is a theorem that states that the square of the longest side of a right-angled triangle is equal to the summation of the square of the remaining two sides. Now the longest side of the right-angled triangle is known as the hypotenuse, and the side facing the given angle is the opposite, while the linking line is served as the adjacent. Now, from the law or the theorem that says the hypotenuse square, which is the longest side, is equal to the sum of the opposite square and the adjacent square. Now, let's take it that we are trying to find the opposite. How do we get the opposite? Here, you make the opposite the subject of the formula. Now, opposite square is equal to, when adjacent crosses the equality sign, becomes hypotenuse square minus adjacent square. Now, making the adjacent the subject of the formula, here will give you adjacent square equal to the hypotenuse square minus the opposite square. Now, these three formulas can be used to solve any missing side of a right angle triangle once two sides is given to you without an angle. Example, find the missing sides in the figure below. In the first question here, we have 3 cm, 4 cm, and the x. Now, the first thing you have to do is to dictate the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, and the missing side given to you. Now, the longest side here is x, and that is what we call the hypotenuse. That means we are looking for the hypotenuse, since the opposite side and the adjacent side is given to us. Now, let's go back to the formulas. Which of them goes with the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent? Now, here we have the hypotenuse as the subject of the formula, which means we're going to use this. So here should be the longest side here is the hypotenuse, which is x. We have it as x under solution. We give us x square is equal to, now which other side is given to us? The opposite, which is the 4 cm, is 4 square, plus we have the adjacent, which is 3 square. We now simplify further. X square is equal to 4 square means 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 3 square is 3 times 3, which will give you 9. X square is equal to 16 plus 9 will give us 25. So what next? You find the square root of 25. Let's find the square root of both sides. Here will be x square raised to power half according to law of indices equal to the square root of 25. So x 2 cancel 2, we have x equal to, now what will be the square root of 25 here? Will give us 5. That means the hypotenuse is 5 cm. And let's go down to the second question. The second question here says we have a, the opposite is unknown, and the hypotenuse is given as 5 while the adjacent is 3. Now, which formula are we going to use? You make use of the formula whereby the opposite serves as the subject. That is the second formula, opposite square equal to hypotenuse square minus the adjacent square. Now, how do we simplify this? The opposite is a, so that will give us in the second one, we have a square is equal to, you now look for your hypotenuse, the longest side, which is 5 square, minus the adjacent is 3. Remember, we are using the second formula. So we have here as a square equal to 5 square is 5 times 5, which is 25, minus 3 square is 3 times 3, which is 9. So we bring down our a square equal to 25 minus 9 will give us 16. So make a the subject of the formula. You find the square root of both sides. Remember, in the law of indices, anything raised to power half is square root. So here should be a square raised to power half, then square root of a square equal to square root of 16. 2 cancel 2, remaining a equal to the square root of 16 is 4 cm. So we now have our opposite as 4 cm. That is the formula of using the Pythagoras theorem to find the missing side of a right angle triangle once two sides is given without an angle. Okay, now I'd like you to try this question at home. Let's try this question. The question here says find the missing side. Find the missing side here is 90 degree. We have here as 2 cm. We have here as 3 cm. Okay, then we have here as 5 cm. The question said find the missing side